Previously on the Great Ace Attorney. Yes, this frame print pictures your wife, Mr. Garadeb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must... Sorry. And note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Indeed. Surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. You don't know that meaning women, do you? Hello, YouTube. I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. And we are still investigating the case of, what's it called? The Clouded Kokoro, something like that. Anyway, we need to go talk to our client. See if we can get some more information. Oh, wait a minute. It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a car. Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garadeb's house. The hell? I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Who you calling an old man, you rum-looking niminy-piminy? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than I dreamt of in your philosophy. What's this Horatio fella, eh? What you on about? Excuse me? Yeah, who are you now? I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be a problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryonosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see. Eh? Lawyer? What? If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law. Fine, I'll be on me way for today. But you mark my words. Sign over yet. Get thee to a nunnery. I look like a bloomin' nun to you. What the hell's going on? I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you. Oh, what was all that about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than I dreamt of in your philosophy. Not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here in the Garadeb residence? Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. Garadeb mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Oh, yes. A gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more what a polemist in my battle of words now could there be? Sorry? Battle, did you say? Oh, is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances, at least. So far, maiden. So, good gentleman. I can tarry here no longer. fare thee well. Okay, we have a new suspect. I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Saseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garadeb house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Hello again. It's already 6:30, oh dear. Oh, it's you. You're here, you came! Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched! We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh, no. Think nothing of it. Relax. Don't do it. When you want to... Oh, wait, no. That's completely inappropriate. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never-failing nippities! Now let's not get carried away. Wait a minute, who's this? Oh, yeah. Gregson? Oh, I quite agree. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound like Gregson. He's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand... Oh, God damn it! You're like a bad penny. At least announce your... It is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. It's you! The miserable rotten spy! Hell, Luck Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se, save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny. Ah! You! How dare you, you Herlock Sholmes! I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life has been damned! What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, he mentioned that once before, didn't he? That that his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there's much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say, for the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? Mr. Nasimi, what do you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed? Oh no, why? Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, I see. That's really agitated him. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper! Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me! Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words! No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever. Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly! Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGilded. What? I am impressed, Miss Susato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself? No, he couldn't have, surely. You have some wonderful notions. What? The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh, yes. Why, of course he is. Of course he is! Then why are you trying to scare me? Well, you do seem to have a delicate disposition, don't you? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What on earth do you mean by that? Van Zeeks is quite an exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. That's good! Saseki-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system, whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage by any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury, which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly is from time to time, my dear madam. It is simply the reality of the situation. And that's all right. However, those indicted by Lord Van Zeeks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months, they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear? But how? By all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. Maybe he is cursed. I knew it. I'm... done for... doomed! Oh, dear. Mind if we change the subject just a little bit? When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garradeb's house, I assume. You mean to say you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. But I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. And that didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time. I've had to move a number of times. Most recently to that room on Briar Road, a week ago now. Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap. I have so little money. It appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. Oops. That's a bit more than an oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, do not mention it in the first place." Yes, well said. But it was true. It was all true. You mean, the room really is cursed then? Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. By any chance do you own a cat, Mr. Suzeki? I'm asking because if that's a stray that has just taken up residence in his room and he doesn't know it's there, that could explain the choking to death. So, sometimes a cat will, lie down and go to sleep on top of your neck and you just... Anyway. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all? To believe, yes, to believe. Mr. Sholmes? Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo? Hey, what can I do for you? It's about the case on the SS Buria, if you recall. The Buria. Ah, that case. The one with the snake. Well, yes. The snake didn't really enter into it. At that time, I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe me? I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room. Well, if you like, yes. The uniform's not that grim, is it? I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. But you see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion. Meaning, whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right! He's right, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Locum means replacement, by the way. Whether or not I can believe myself. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. Hey, you were so right, Kazuma. Oh, my dear fellows. It is time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Oh dear. There's never enough time, is there? Mr. Natsume? If you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Here comes the waterworks. Welcome, student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Could you please stop calling me that? As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. Although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in? The defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Miss Susato? Yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself. Suzeki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. To be continued, right after I take a break. We're not stopping yet. It's the 20th of February, 9:23 a.m., and we're in the Old Bailey. Okay, just real quick before we get started. I noticed something while editing the last week's episodes that I didn't know before. Miss Susato is only 16. So yeah, her father must have had a great deal of trust and respect in Kazuma to send his teenage daughter to a foreign country completely under his care. Because I assume Inspector Hosonaga went back to Japan since we haven't seen him lately. Huh. Okay. Anyway. Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. Okay, first of all, she was the first person to bring that up when we took Magnus McGilda's case. I was all like, go, 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 yes, say yes. Why are you not saying yes? And then she's like, we shouldn't treat this quite so cavalierly. So, yeah, anyway. Wait a minute, who's this? Good morning! Oh, it's you. Hi. Mr. Natsume, good morning. Oh dear, are you all right? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally? Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes. I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Miss Susato? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea. So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence, then, is it? Don't hide the truth from me! It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Lord Van Zeeks? Is that right, Mrs. Sato? I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one. Really? I knew it. Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday. Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? Trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zeek's return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. A trial of Magnus McGilded. What a harrowing experience that was. I think it might have been more harrowing for the person who burned to death in a coach which he probably set on fire himself. And the locking mechanism on the door got stuck. I mean, one of the witnesses did say that the door was locked from the inside, and it's entirely possible that McGilded didn't intentionally lock the door and the lock was just broken. Anyway, I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murderer? That's the question the papers are asking, and they are all speculating various answers. Mundane! Mundane is the most significant saga of the century to some of us. Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it. Lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught the people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, it's you! But me? Well, I mean, I suppose that's true. Both times, it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! What? Please, don't rub your shoulders with Deathbringers? I'm afraid there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Excuse me. Oh, thanks for that. Oh, this just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive! Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London, with little in the way of experience or skills, or luck. But I promise you this, I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side. Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant, Miss Mikotoba Esquires. I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kind. Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Alrighty then, Mr. Natsume, it's time. Let's go. Yes! Okay. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. It's still the 20th of February, and now it's 10 a.m. Old Bailey courtroom. Wait a minute. The landlords are in the jury. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. The Nipponese are a truly fascinating breed. Sorry, what? Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago. A mere amateur. Do you have a point? Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance. Really? Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Suzato-san. After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. Very true. And a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate, violent end. Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? Wait a damn minute! He was one of the witnesses in the previous trial. What the hell's going on here?
You never know when you might be down on your luck. But I believe in fair play for everyone.
Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear.
Yeah, well, I mean, what you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fella.
I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that mustached foreigner did the deed.
Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
Sir? I quite got that. Okay, so only the landlady is on the jury.
Very well, let us proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zeeks. Very recently, Great Britain assigned an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, this student is accused of a most sinister act. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who is doing nothing but walking down the street. Knife crime! I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are.
Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japaneseies.
Come on, let's get this over with. Let me know, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry? Didn't quite catch that.
Little bit of blatant racism in the jury there.
Hey, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please.
Hiya, Gregson.
Your name and occupation, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard. Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? A victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by name of Olive Green. I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be? Well, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, victim fell unconscious. 3 days ago now. She's been comatose ever since.
What? So they don't even know who she is for sure?
Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger? Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray elaborate on the details, Inspector. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement, running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please.
Okay. All right.
What of the weapon that was used? Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back.
Ah, damn it, that's a folding knife. No, wait, that was thrown. Well, there goes my theory. Ouch, that big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now. With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman. Even the scraggly-looking Saseki-san, I suppose.
A common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence.
Okay. Damn it.
Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume? From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord. I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim? I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsumi, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes!
If theft and grievance have been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsumi possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that fact and in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
Dove?
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery. But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here.
What?
Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Yes, sir.
Witness testimony. Mr. Natsumi's arrest.
As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he'd just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It's just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident.
Hey?
Oh, yes, I can clearly see the books to which you are referring. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector.
Hey?
You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Well,
Spineless is a bit far.
forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it. What are you doing, Miss Susato?
Do go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some parts in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, now that you mention it. When we visited him in prison yesterday, he did tell us what had all happened. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she was suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings.
Green overcoat.
Well, that's exactly what the woman in that print is wearing.
Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next?
The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident.
That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back.
There was nobody else there at the time, just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. A fact that the accused concedes.
He's not wrong.
It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please.
Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Cross-examination, start.
So I said it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog.
Hold it!
A light fog, you say?
Well, light for London. You see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much farther, though.
That's light, is it?
Around these parts, yes.
Not something I'd expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. I've read that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance.
Oh, Crete. As well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate.
I see.
At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm. Indeed. The other day, I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling.
Suzuado-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen.
However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat later than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused.
Hold it!
How are you able to state that with any certainty?
Quite simply, my learned friend, because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us.
Yes. Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he? That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard.
That is correct, ma'am.
Then we must hear their testimony. We will. We have to finish this first.
The prosecution will, of course, call them to the stand, should it be necessary.
But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen.
I am unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights. The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Why? Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness.
Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to.
It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement.
Ah, damn it. Go back.
Hold it!
From behind, you say?
That's right. As you can see from this print. Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition, comatose no less?
I'm afraid so, my lord. She's being treated at Bart's. I was hopeful that she'd come around before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be.
Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events.
Luck is on your client's side, it seems. Actually, the other way around. She could probably exonerate him. On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid.
Ah! Also, the wet little slap you give the desk every time you object to something. He'd learn to get around that.
Accused ran off scattering his belongings all over the floor.
Hold it!
Mr. Natsume's belongings?
I think you'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene. Yes, the 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course.
Wait, really?
The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand. Which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
He's very clever, isn't he? Wait a minute. He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with his books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there. Also, the fact that the books are on the ground and, not back at his house. Drop the books, then stab.
You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back? That must be what happened, my lord, yes. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He's on his way home from a bookshop, it seems.
Hold it!
The defendant apparently visits the second-hand bookshop on a daily basis.
Yes, so I understand. Shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. Books room a stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books.
Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector?
Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid.
Hey?
The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused's lodgings is this place here, Urban Books.
Oh. It's barely a block away.
Little place on the corner of Briar Road and Meerschaum Street. As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. Something like this.
Okay.
Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance. Yes, I agree. Most important point that the inspector just made being location, I guess. The crucial detail in what you've just told the court inspector is the location of the bookshop. No, that's not right. Wait a minute, the name of the bookshop, right? Yeah. What if he didn't go to that one?
Couldn't agree more.
So, where is it exactly?
Hey? You winding me up, Sunshine. I just explained that. Got the map out and everything. Used red blooming ink. Drew the bloke's route home on. And drew the bloke's route home on it for you. And I distinctly remember seeing you nod along, Counsel.
Oh, yes, of course. I must have been so nervous I didn't take it in.
The blunder of the day goes to you, my learned friend.
Not yet. The trial's only just begun, after all. Mr. Naruhodo, I would strongly advise you to look carefully through the court record at this stage. Yes, miss. It wants miss. Sorry, I made a mistake, miss.
Inspector, continue with your testimony, please.
I didn't get a penalty for that? All right, hang on. Right, the receipt is from your books. Okay, so yeah, wrong bookshop. All right. I will come back to that after I press this.
Hold it!
Oh, I forgot to read it. So you asked for the help of the famous detective Sherlock Sholmes to locate the defendant, I believe.
Stuff and nonsense.
Sorry?
That jack in office, that busybody just comes and sticks his oar in whether we ask him or not.
But according to what I have here, Mr. Sholmes was shown to the scene by Scotland Yard detectives.
Well, that has nothing to do with me. The lads at the scene must have done it without my permission. I tell him time and again, whenever something happens, send word to headquarters. And follow your blooming instructions.
I see.
That meddler gets his hands on any details, we'll all be reading it in Ron's magazine next month. You can bet your last farthing I'll be in there too, stripped of all my hard work on the case. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. No, Mr. Sholmes. Aren't you clever, Mr. Sholmes? That's all the thanks I'll be getting.
Inspector, if the man is proving detrimental to the yard's activities, perhaps I should step in and deal with him.
Ah!
It appears Inspector Gregson is lost for words. Well, yeah. If anybody deals with Sholmes, he loses his was it 5 shillings or whatever per article appearance fee? Yes, the Reaper's words carry a lot of weight, obviously.
Anyway, the point is this. The little Japanese bloke's already admitted it. He's admitted that those books all over the pavement at the scene were the ones he bought that day.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? If you're unable to sway the jury during this cross-examination, I'm afraid that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed. Yes, they're sure to find him guilty. So one way or another, I have to expose an undeniable inconsistency in the inspector's testimony. And I know where it is now. Yeah, here. All right, I think I have to press this first and get the what's name, the selection right. Okay, the bookshop's name. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor?
What?
Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance.
Might be.
Oh, well, you know, I mean, yes, it could be a very important clue.
Very well. Not that I consider being of any great significance. But please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say.
Could the man be any more sardonic?
He was on his way home from Bourbon Books, secondhand bookshop he apparently patronizes.
Okay.
Objection!
If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson.
What is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know.
This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 secondhand books.
And you found that in the accused room, did you?
Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it.
Go on.
This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books.
Your Books. Y-O-R-E, I presume.
Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a secondhand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books.
What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another secondhand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, well, such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
Objection!
But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Objection! Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased these musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Objection!
I disagree. Now, I mean, after all, I have the street map here, if that might be of help. Oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all.
Will that be true?
My, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility.
Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said? Absolutely. It absolutely could be right. I'm guessing it won't be because of how drawn out this is.
Inspector Gregson, where is this Your Books establishment? Obviously we looked into that. Turns out that Your Books, it's just here on the next corner of Meerschaum Street going east.
Okay. So it's not a slam dunk against this little theory. And there you have it, as you can clearly see now. Ow. You know, one of these days, I would like to have a glass of wine during this game, but I'd have to stop recording at 9 o'clock in the morning to do that.
My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticisms. To your future career in the circus.
Ah! You put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you.
I didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from your books instead of bourbon books, there's no doubt he'd still have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. Yes, thank you, Inspector. Yeah? Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Timponi's friend. Wherever the man purchased these musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
I mean, it might, but not really. As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try.
What's wrong? I've got nobody now.
Hey, come on. Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that? Mr. Naruhodo, we mustn't give up. What do you mean? If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
Yeah,
She's absolutely right. We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully. They claim Saseki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from your books, but the assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed.
explain yourself, counsel.
Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection!
Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that that route is what is commonly referred to as the long way round. On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home?
Well,
The answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime.
Objection!
but, yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home.
I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection. That's right. As I said, bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember whether he was on which route he took home.
I
don't believe this. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggested we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around the subject. Hey, what say you, insightful jurors?
But even if that is the case, the defense still...
I agree with Lord Vansies. Wholeheartedly and in every way.
What? I don't believe it. Does this mean...
We members of the jury are completely convinced now. Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
In the next episode, to the outro.
Well, we know exactly what's about to happen, don't we? The jury's about to find Natsume guilty, then we'll have to pick apart their reasoning and reverse the opinions of a few of them to, continue the trial somehow. I suppose it's possible that the books found at the scene could be from Bourbon Books. If they are, then we can sow the seed of doubt there. After all, in my new suspect, the garish guy quoting Shakespeare, also lives at the same place Natsume does. Now, something I didn't consider until seeing Mrs. Garadeb on the jury is that Mr. Garadeb also buys secondhand books, and the old stick, as he put it, thinks he's canoodling with someone thanks to a bookmark in a used book. Granted, that woman is named Mary, and our victim might be named Olive, but even so, the note was addressed to John, while her husband's name is James, so names don't really factor into her decisions. Of course, the big problem with all of this is Natsume's own testimony, which seems to place him at the scene of the crime. Anywho, up here's a playlist of my Persona 5 Royal playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!